I'm gonna do a quick reintroduction about myself and my channel. My name is Raheem Nelson. I'm a menswear blogger, I'm a photographer, and I'm a visual artist. I got my start being born and raised in New Haven. I went to the Educational Center for the Arts, and cartooning was a big focus for me for a long time. So at ECA, ACES ECA, Educational Center for the Arts, I learned not just cartooning, I learned oil painting, acrylic painting, design, Photoshop, and a lot of other things I use with my current field of work, which is graphic recording. And I went to the School of Visual Arts in Manhattan, and I majored in cartooning. I continued that, but I started to branch off into oil painting, design, and illustration. Illustration is actually what I could have changed my major to, especially considering the type of work that I'm doing now. But I just stuck to cartooning because I didn't really want to have to go through the whole thing of changing a major and going through all that. And I was coming to that decision in like junior year. So what I do now, I consider myself just a creative person in general, like multi-hyphenate, so to speak. Whereas before, I think before I started getting back to this YouTube channel that I started probably like 10 years ago, now it's like a focus on the creative things that I enjoy doing and the creative things that I get monetized for. Things like graphic recording, and graphic recording is a service I provide for my clients, where I go to meetings, fireside chats, that sort of thing, and I'm creating infographics live. So I'm still kind of pulling from my cartooning background, but just making it where I'm telling the client's story instead of telling like a narrative. I do children's books from time to time as well. And then for myself, I'm really into digital fine art. And then looking at the second tier of what I do for my brand, I'm a menswear blogger. So I love suit and tie, streetwear, classic American style, and just kind of mixing that all together and styling myself. I consider menswear an art form, fashion, and I'm more into not chasing trends. I'm into like being aware of the trends, mixing them in what I do, what I enjoy, but not being a slave to them either. And then the last thing I'm really into is photography, which also goes hand in hand with the menswear blogging because I take my own photos. So I do concert photography for the Milford Arts Council. I'm the marketing director there, and I do photography for myself with the menswear blogging stuff. And I also enjoy shooting shows and doing landscape photography and urban landscape photography. And I shoot with a Canon Rebel T3i, and I light myself with lights from my friends at Harlow. In terms of the cameras I use, aside from the Canon Rebel T3i, I have two Osmo Pocket 3s I shoot with, and Osmo Pocket 3 has like been a huge boon for my channel. I use it for all my long form YouTube videos, some short form as well. And I use an Osmo Nano for like macro shots of me drawing on my iPad. So those devices have been great. If I'm just shooting for myself and I'm kind of putting together a book of like my day-to-day landscapes, things I'm up to like that, I use the Camp Snap Pro, which is a really cool point and shoot camera, screen-free camera that I use to just take pictures and not really think about it. I don't really like to spend a lot of time like in Lightroom or Visco editing and over editing. Sometimes it's nice to just be able to take a photo, take a snapshot and save it and use it for later. And I also do video with Camp Snap's CS8, which is like their, kind of camcorder Super 8 style camera. So those different devices are what I use to create content mainly. And I'm just having a blast doing it. Having a blast having this YouTube channel and be able to express the different facets of myself. So I hope you come along for the ride. That's going to do it for this reintroduction on what I do. This is Raheem Nelson, and I will see you on the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe.